100%, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it otherwise. Who doesn't like a good book? And well, not everyone does, but I mean, the great thing about books is it's a variety of ways that you can receive books.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started into this episode.
A lot of people read ebooks. You know, a lot of people have Kindles and they read on their device, or they might want to read on their phone. A lot of people like to have physical books in their hands that they can hold and read and have on their shelf and lend to friends. Audiobooks is another way of telling your story or accessing information. We've started to do audiobook services now as well. In fact, my latest book, I've got an audiobook because not everybody loves reading. You know, I love reading. Not everybody loves reading, but it's such a shame to miss out on that information and knowledge and, you know, entertaining stories. So to be able to listen to a story while you're cooking or driving or whatever it is that you're doing is another great way to receive that information. So it doesn't always have to be a physical book that your story is presented in. In the beginning, how I started all of this is, you know, I tried to go for the big traditional publishers. I tried to get an agent and I got a few rejection letters. But I always say that, you know, where you have 20 no's, you can have a one yes. But the biggest yes you can say is to yourself. So if the doors aren't open for you at that moment in time, or if there isn't a table for you to sit down, then we've got to create our own table. We've got to create our own door. You've got to, I'm not saying set up your own publishing company. I'm saying seek somebody who is in alignment with you and who can help you. Even if that's publishing yourself, you know, self-publishing, finding the right team of people, finding an editor, getting info. There's not any lack of information on the internet now about how to do things yourself. You know, it's about being self-sufficient. We don't have to wait for permission or for validation to do things. If we feel like we've got something that is good enough and is tangible and is valuable to other people, then we have to find a way to put it out there ourselves. And that's very much what I'm about anyway.
All right. I want to believe that there are some people who don't even understand what is meant by self-publishing. Do you want to say anything about that?
So self-publishing is, there's three different routes. You've got traditional publishing, which is when you get an agent and then you they would then pitch your book to a traditional publisher who will then publish your book. Then you have a self-publishing, which is you publishing the book yourself. So you find a distribution platform online that you can do that via. You will find people like editors, typesetters, illustrators to help you put together your book so that you can publish it online. Then you've got something called indie publishers or hybrid publishers like myself, who will have the team of people under one umbrella: the editors, the typesetters, the cover designers, the illustrators, who will create and publish your book and put it on a distribution platform on your behalf, and publish your book. So you don't have to worry about all the intricate technical aspects of it. So they're the different types of self-publishing. So doing it literally all yourself and researching and getting people to help you with the different aspects, or finding an indie publisher like myself who will help you to self-publish your book. We don't work with authors who haven't written a first draft. So authors would have to submit their first draft to us first. Our team will review the book, and we're always really honest. If you feel like it's ready, it's a good first draft, we'll take on the book. And if it's obviously a good book, we'll take it on. Sometimes we might refer them to a writing coach who will help them to construct the book. That's not what we do. Or we'll give some pointers about what we do. Offer manuscript reports, so we'll read through the manuscript and we'll give you advice about the structure, the plot, language, characters, if there's characters in the book. But we don't help people to write the book. We work with authors when they've got a first draft. We did have workshops that help them to plan out their book, but we don't offer writing services. What we do is very different in the sense that you're giving the power to the author. So they're self-publishing, but through the guidance of you as an independent publisher. So authors have control over their vision. So if you're taken on by a traditional publisher, if you've got the right deal, it's great, but you don't have as much control over your vision. You've got to give royalties away. which is fair enough. If you've got good traditional publishers and then they can manage to get you into massive bookstores and sell lots of books, that's brilliant. But with us, you have 100% royalties. You have complete control over your vision. You can market it however you want. You're in charge of your book and the vision of your book. That's what makes us different from traditional publishers. I don't know, I think things are changing in terms of representation. So, I mean, again, I'll just say that we're very much about offering opportunities to those who may not often have the opportunity to be published. The authors get all of their royalties. We don't take a cut from the authors. They pay for our services to create the book, and then their royalties are their royalties. It's not about profitability because we don't take royalties. We're interested in taking books that educate, inspire, and empower. So we're about empowering the authors so that they can have a book that they can profit from. So again, we are looking for books with unique stories that represent diverse characters. We love humor books. We love books that are well written, but we do help with a bit of writing development. What are the values of the book? Is it a good book? Does it have interesting characters? If it's a non-fiction book, does it have a really strong message? Does it have a powerful message? Does that message resonate with the values of the company? So it's those things really that we're interested in when we're reviewing and looking for. We do offer an element of marketing services, so that could be anything from publicising it on our social media, including in our newsletter. We do offer book strategy calls for those who really are interested in marketing their book on a deeper level. So we'll look at each book individually and look at what is the best way for them, and we can help them with a 30-day plan. So it might be helping them to get into schools, helping them to get into physical bookstores, helping them to get press for their book. Our website is www.consciousdreamspublishing.com. I'm on Instagram and Facebook under consciousdreamspublishing.com. We're offering free 30-minute consultations. So if you have a book idea and you want to discuss it, you can book a free consultation with us.
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewanfo. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you in the next episode.